May the 6th, 2025. 9:25. The Tennessee Sharpshooters driving tips of the day. I'm going to give you two here. Alright. First one. You ever park your car or pickup truck under a tree? Leave it for a day or two. Like this time of year right here. You see them trees up there, boys? You know, it's springtime, summertime. What do you get on your car, truck? Tree sap, right? When you're on the road driving, when the road is wet, especially in shadier areas where trees overhang the road and the road has got curves in it. That tree sap makes that road slick. It adds to what the water does to the road, okay? They're mixing on the surface. I could take you up the road here to a state road that comes off of a hill that is lined with trees. There's been numerous accidents on it in the late spring and summertime, during and after a rain. And it doesn't have to rain very hard, just a little misty rain. So areas that you frequent, take note of this. If it's an area that you've newly moved to, you know, you might want to study on this a little bit. Something that you regularly commute, maybe even going to visit grandma or something like that. Tip number 2, and this is a biggie here, okay? Now, you could get a false indication during the summertime on what I'm going to tell you, because leaves in trees can hold water. And what you see on the roadway could be slightly misleading. If the leaves are off, let's say this is in February and the leaves haven't come on the trees and you've moved to a new area. Alright, or it's an area you live in and you've never given this any thought. Maybe you've never connected the dots. But you may see this in the summertime, what I'm saying. It's just that it may give a false indication. It could. But when leaves are off, the areas, and it's an area where it snows. If it snows, and sleets, and freezing rain, in the area where you transit with an automobile, when the leaves are off and it comes to rain and you're driving down the road, and the road is dry. And all of a sudden you coming into an area and the road has moisture on it, even a little bit. You can see it, the blacktop has a different look versus when it's dry. Chances are those will be the areas that will have lower surface temperature. Meaning, those will be the areas that freeze up first. Meaning, those will be the areas you may be driving. Like, for example, that road you're looking at right there. Once we get around that curve right down yonder, boys, in the wintertime, that right there can be clean as a whistle. And you get right down there from that first curve down the road about a half a mile, that damn thing can be solid ice. Why is that? And that road down there, when leaves are off in the wintertime, with above freezing temperatures, from that curve right down yonder for a half a mile, that road stays wet longer than this up here. Why is that? Because I'm pointing this camera north. This is south back over here to my right. That right there is not getting any sun. The surface temperatures down there, even in the summertime, if we shot that blacktop, would be cooler than what you're looking at right there in that camera. So if you see moisture in places when you're driving with leaves off and the temperature's above freezing in an area maybe you've moved to, or it's an area you may go back through, you may want to remember that. Especially the back roads, the more rural roads that maybe don't get treated with salt. Also remember this, even a road treated with salt, depending on the temperature, those areas could be below the temperature where salt won't even work. So you may be on the road and it's clean as a pin and you're running 40 miles an hour, 45, and you come up in a curve and you've got ice on the road because that surface temperature is so much lower. 1 and 2 degrees can make a hell of a difference. Okay, that's going to conclude the Sharpshooter's driving tips of the day.